All right, hello everyone. People watching this video obviously would be, I'm sure, aware of the situation with Forex Briefcase. Um, that's why I'm going to title it Forex Briefcase, a brief summary. Now, for the people that have been following the situation who were involved with investing in Forex Briefcase with Jin, there's been a significant update, and I thought I'd make a video about it. Obviously, I was employed by Forex Briefcase. I was an investor. I still am because my funds are frozen. And I just want to mention, if you weren't at the town hall meeting, that was quite significant. So they're talking about returning the cash, the net cash positions, which are essentially the deposits that have been made. And there's going to be an announcement when there'll be another town hall for the other creditors. So I just want to say thank you to the PwC liquidators that presented and that have obviously been involved. There's been a lot of work. There's still a lot of work to be done. But I just thought I'd make this video just to for the people that are involved in this. I just feel it's worth bringing to light what's happened. And if you've been, I guess, monitoring things and following updates, I would say this is by far the most significant, where for us, for the Forex Briefcase investors, there were some trades that were closed, that were taken, that were heavily in a losing position, all 20 or so of them, and that seems to be disregarded by the liquidators, and they're going to focus on the cash positions, the deposits. So I think that's good news. This video won't be long. It's just going to be me. This is unscripted. I don't have visuals to give a summary. I don't, it's Friday night. I work quite a lot. Obviously, I'm not a full-time trader anymore. I still actively follow the markets, but this, the main things will be the next town hall for the other creditors. So there's around 40,000 or so. I can't quite remember the figure, 47,000 creditors who have submitted a proof of debt. If you haven't done that already, leave a comment, and there's been emails from the liquidators pretty frequently, but for whatever reason you've not received them, and I had around 110,000 US that I deposited. That's a lot. That's a lot for me. I probably invested too much. Wasn't licensed. Lessons are learned, and we move on. But I think just to give you an insight into where I stand, I'm not sure what that is in Australian dollar terms. I would say maybe around 150,000, maybe a little more. Obviously, that won't all be returned, but they're still recovering funds. And if you are an investor, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. So if you've got my number or we've interacted before, please feel free to reach out. I can share some material about what was said. I'm not going to do that here though, because it was a presentation for really just the investors of Forex Briefcase, which I feel is best to just discuss privately. But good news, we still need the other creditors to vote on the situation. But I just feel it was worth making a video. I've not been making videos a lot, obviously. I'm now in a different industry and sort of taken a bit of a different career path since when I was trading and involved in Forex Briefcase. But I believe everything happens for a reason. I've been intently following things, and for someone who's just stumbled back into this and has forgotten, there's money that can be returned to you. So I would strongly encourage you to get in touch with the PwC liquidators. They're very pleasant to deal with. They're obviously very busy, so they won't necessarily get back to you straight away, but it's a worthwhile thing to do because I do know that there's some people out there that have invested a lot of money, and there's an opportunity to get some back, and more based on how the liquidators go with dealing with the other parties that are holding funds in other countries outside of Singapore. But the conclusion that I want to say is that they do have funds ready to share. They just need the other creditors to vote on a scheme of arrangement whereby they agreed to saying, yes, we'll accept the cash position, which can be proven quite easily given obviously the transfer evidence, whether it be a bank transfer or be it crypto or how you did it. And then that will be obviously not all of it. I think around 10% has been recovered of the 300 million, a little bit more than 10%, I think. 40 odd million, and there's still much more to come. But for the people that had followed the channel, stopped when things didn't go so well, and see the title, I just wanted to say that this is positive. This is since things were frozen in early 2022, and then the interim judicial managers were appointed by the courts, I think in May 2022. It's 3 years. I haven't forgotten at all. And I just want to say that for the people that have been monitoring things, and I mean, I certainly have, like I just said, it's 110,000 US dollars, which is, I probably invested too much, probably double what I should have, I'll be honest. But this is not going to be a avenue where I'll discuss the losing positions and how they were managed by the account manager, Jin. I'm not going to do that, but I would say that there is stuff going on in the background. Just looking to get some answers about that as well. So, like I said, I was employed as an account manager. I did trading coaching as well. I was involved in their education arm with LCMS traders. I'm not running away from that at all. And like I said, I was an investor. But there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Now, I want to keep this video short. I'm sorry there's not fancy graphics or anything like that. I thought about doing that. There is a presentation that I have from the liquidators that they hosted a town hall meeting just for the Forex Briefcase investors, I believe on Wednesday, the 21st of May, I want to say. I'm trying to work out if that sounds about right. I think it was Wednesday last week. And that really was, in the 3 years that we've been waiting. And I know these things take time. There's a lot of records that need to be investigated with the trades. The liquidators determined that since Sam Trade wasn't acting as an audited brokerage would, because they weren't licensed in Singapore, that a lot of things were unclear, and they felt uneasy to say that the trading profits were legitimate because things were manipulated by Sam Trade, and they didn't go into the mechanisms that they identified, but they said they didn't feel comfortable saying yes. So obviously, for the Forex Briefcase traders, investors, this is good because our deposits, a lot of people actually, because Forex Briefcase advertise themselves as sort of a lower risk investment opportunity. And again, I made reckless decisions around choosing to do that because it wasn't licensed in Singapore. It was licensed in the Seychelles or wherever it was. I think St. Vincent, Grenada, or something like that. A jurisdiction that's not as strict as Singapore. But like I said, they've got funds ready to disperse, and I think it's good. It's a little bit of positive news, and I wanted to make a video. It's Friday night. I've worked a week. But I felt it was significant enough just to acknowledge this event because there's been a lot of waiting, a lot of nothing, in fact. But they explain themselves. And again, if you're an investor, I'll probably need to speak to you before I share the material to verify who you are. But I know I've been absent as well. There was a Telegram chat. There was all sorts of things. Look, frankly, like I said, I've sort of moved on with all of that. I still follow, but I'm not someone that just wants to keep talking about it. But I think this is an event that's significant, and I just wanted to share it with everyone. So I just want to say hello to all the investors. I hope you're well. And I know for some people there's a significant amount of money that's at stake. And I think this is a positive thing. Again, if you are someone that hasn't received emails, you haven't submitted a proof of debt to the liquidators, please reach out to me as well. If you're watching this, I know a lot of people won't be. If you're watching this, you're an investor, you know who I am. I'll probably know who you are. Just reach out and I'll help, because I think even though there's 10% that's going to get returned, it looks like, if the vote goes in our favor, which it should, because it's the most favorable outcome given what the liquidators told us. And I'm not going to go into detail about what they told us, but this will be the quickest way to get our funds back. And frankly, it's exciting. I was pretty happy. Like I mentioned before, it's an unfortunate situation, and really, lesson is here. You've really got to be careful where you put your money as well. Even if it looks great, it looks low risk. There wasn't talk about huge returns. It was just steady, returns. Really, it was actually really well done. So, like I did mention, we're going to talk about Gene. I'm sort of going around in circles here. This was meant to be 5 minutes, but it's a nice opportunity just to talk about it, because I know there was around 1,000 investors with ForexBriefcase alone, and I was employed by them, and it was about a year of my life that I was involved with them as well, and I had no idea what was going on behind the scenes. But please feel free to reach out if you need some advice around how to submit the proof of debt, who to send it to, and we'll wait to see more updates around when the next town hall will be for the other creditors. And I hope everyone has a great weekend, or whenever you're watching this, a great day, a great morning, afternoon. And probably the next update will be after the vote has been made. And if the decision's in our favor for the scheme of arrangement for the net cash position within the statement, which would be good for us, but we'll wait and see, then I'll probably make another one. All right, thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you all have a great weekend, and bye for now.